Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'd like to show you how you can use conventional household shoe polish to stain wood. I'm going to show you the different colours that you can get, such as these, and then I'm going to show you how to apply it and some examples of how I've used it in some of my projects. So here is my collection of shoe polishes. So I don't really even wear shoes these days, but over the years, especially when I used to work at an office, I accumulated a lot of shoe polish, and my dad has got a bit of a shoe polish obsession as well, so I've picked up a few from him. But I keep all these because they're excellent to use as a stain for wood, and you can get all different tones with these, and they're very cheap too. So this is my little collection I've got. So there's loads of different types of shoe polish and shoe cream that you can get, loads of different colours. I don't have all the colours, but you can get like greens, reds, different shades, blues. I've got blue as well. So really useful to use as an alternative for say wax that you buy, conventional wax, which is £10 to £15 a tin for dyeing wood. So I'll just give you a little look at what I've got here. So I've got some dark tan, which is a dark brown. I've got some blue shoe cream. I've got some neutral polish, which is clear, so it's like a neutral wax, and you can add this over the top to finish something, to give it a nice clear finish. I have like a brown liquid shoe polish. Here's another brown. So you can see this large one was only £1.49 recently, and there's quite a lot in there. There's plenty of wax to use there, cheap and convenient. And if you experiment with these, you can get all sorts of different shades. I've got another brown here, another tin of brown. There's another black, and a few more dark tan colours as well. And I have some black liquid polish. So the liquid polish is watery and it soaks into the wood, and the wax acts more like your conventional woodworking wax. And I've got another brown liquid here. So I've got plenty of polishes to show you and test out. I've recently been using this blue one, a blue shoe cream, and that's gone onto the wood really nicely, and I'll show you a clip of that later on. So now I'm going to test these out on some pine bed slats to show you the effects that you can get with all these different shoe polishes. So another little tip I've got here, things I keep in this box also, just thought it's worth mentioning. I keep marker pens and these touch-up pens, furniture touch-up. I've got these pens, really cheap, you can pick these up cheap. Just if you've got little bits of damage on the corners of furniture, I've got these different shades here and you can just touch them in. But I also keep brown marker pens, and they're also useful for that kind of thing. Okay, so I've got my piece of wood here, and I'm going to try out, first of all, I'm going to go black polish, blue polish and neutral polish. So here is some black shoe polish. And you can also layer this up. You can add a layer, let it dry, and then add another layer later on. So the first layer on this one is kind of very subtle, and I'll give you a close-up shot of these later on when I've done them. Subtle kind of light black colour. So the blue, let's have a look at the blue. I really like the blue. Brings out the grain nicely. I'll just add a bit more there. There is the blue. And then we've got the neutral polish. This is a clear polish, and it just buffs up the wood and gives it a nice sheen and brings out the grain. So here is the black. As I say, you can build up the layers on this so it's come out a nice like sort of dull grey, but you can imagine if you build that up it will get darker and darker. Here is the blue, popping out that grain nicely, and you can just see the neutral here, how it's just giving it a nice waxy sheen. I haven't buffed it yet, so when you buff it, it will kind of shine a bit more too, but I'll show you that later on. Right, now moving on to some more colours. We're going to start off here with liquid brown shoe polish. I've used this also recently in a few projects, and it's surprising how nice it makes the wood look, and it's really quick to apply as well. You can see now, you just squeeze it and apply it. And you can build this up too, get it darker and darker if you want. As I say, I've been using these for years as stains for wood with excellent results. Some colours, some brown polishes can come out looking a little bit odd, so they don't always look great, so you've got to experiment a bit depending on the brand. So that is the liquid brown. Again, I'll give you a close-up shot in a moment. Here is some light brown. And this is wax. And you can get different consistencies as well. Some wax is hard, some wax is very soft and easy to apply. So this one's quite runny. It's always good to use the wax if you're applying it at room temperature. If it's like a cold workshop, take it indoors, let it soften up a bit, and it's easier to apply, and it gets into the wood better as well. So that's a light brown. And now I'm going to move on to a dark brown. You can see this one, it's nice and chocolatey, nice and rich coloured, like that. And also one thing to note as well is if you're going to use shoe polish for staining wood, sometimes you might buy the exact same brand of polish in the same colour and notice that it's got a different tone. So it depends on the batch, I think. They don't always come out the same. Just bear that in mind. So there is the dark brown. So there is the liquid brown. Here is the light brown. And here is the dark brown. I'm really liking the dark brown. That came out really nice. So once your wax has dried, you can then give it a buff just with a cloth, and it gives it a sheen. But what else you can do is you can then add some neutral polish. So for example, with the liquid stain, it tends to be, it's not like waxy like the normal polish, it's just liquid, so it needs something to give it a sheen. So you can then use some neutral polish, neutral wax shoe polish, and then add that over the top. And then when you buff it off, it will give it a nice sheen just like the other polishes. And of course these will look different depending on the wood that you apply them on. So I wouldn't use these for anything like chopping boards. I wouldn't say they were food safe. I use them personally for small projects like coat hooks, like maybe a phone holder, a footrest, just basic things like that, and I've had good results with no problems at all. So by all means, if you'd like to use conventional wax, that's absolutely fine. I also use conventional wax too, but I just thought it'd be worth mentioning all these other alternative colours that you can get, and it doesn't take up much space. You can put them all in a little box like I do, and you've got plenty of different colours to choose from. So that's about it for this video. I thought it was a good idea to show you how I use some shoe polishes in my projects. It works for me and it's very cheap and convenient. A nice little alternative to your conventional, kind of, in my opinion, expensive furniture wax. Of course, you probably wouldn't want to use this method on any high-end furniture, but for small DIY projects that I do, and you might do, you might find it useful. So if you did find this video useful, please remember to like and also consider subscribing for more DIY related videos. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.